In the dazzling world of K-pop, where every move is captured by flashing cameras and surrounded by global attention, it's often the quiet, behind-the-scenes moments that truly touch the heart. A recent viral clip has shaken ARMY worldwide, not because of a performance, but because of a silent act of devotion and protection. The man once seen simply as Taehyung's manager has now earned a new title from fans across the globe: Guardian Angel. It all unfolded during a high-profile overseas schedule where Taehyung, also known as V of BTS, was seen navigating a tightly packed crowd of fans and paparazzi. The situation quickly grew overwhelming, with pushing, shouting, and flashes from every direction. While Taehyung tried to maintain composure, it was the quick action of his manager that changed everything. The man in question, dressed in black and radiating a calm presence, positioned himself like a human shield, stretching out his arm, creating space, and guiding Taehyung away from the crowd with steady urgency. In a split second, he had diffused what could have turned into chaos. But it wasn't just the physical protection that caught everyone's attention. It was his quiet, comforting demeanor. Cameras captured him softly speaking to Taehyung, even offering a gentle pat on the shoulder. Taehyung's smile afterward spoke volumes. The moment exploded online. Fans flooded X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram with the clip, many captioning it, "True Hero," "Real MVP," and Taehyung's Guardian Angel. Within hours, it had racked up millions of views, and the man's silent heroism was the talk of ARMY communities across the world. Witnesses on the ground shared emotional recounts. One ARMY posted, "I saw him whisper something to Taehyung, and suddenly Tae looked calmer, even smiled. That manager isn't just doing a job, he truly cares." What touched fans the most was the sincerity. There was no grand gesture, no performative action, just quiet loyalty. Fans began flooding social media with thank you messages and even trending hashtags like the Guardian Angel Manager, "Thank you for protecting Taehyung," and "Dark Angel by his side." Some even suggested that HYBE should formally acknowledge his contributions, and many hoped that he would be featured in any future BTS documentaries to highlight the kind of support that often goes unnoticed. Korean media outlets didn't miss the buzz either. One article praised the manager's professionalism, writing, "Behind every confident step of a global star, there is someone silently ensuring that step is safe." What makes this story even more emotional is the long-standing trust between Taehyung and this particular manager. Fans dug up older photos and clips, realizing this wasn't a one-time act. He has been beside Taehyung for years, holding umbrellas, keeping his distance in crowds, and making sure he always felt secure. Many now see him as more than a staff member. Some even liken him to family. Being a manager isn't just about schedules and logistics. It's about heart. "And this man has a heart full of gold," commented one ARMY on TikTok, voice cracking with emotion. As this story continues to ripple across fan communities, it reminds the world of the power of kindness, loyalty, and unseen protection. In a world where idols often appear invincible, it's moments like these that show just how human and how deeply loved they truly are. Now, fans around the world aren't just celebrating Taehyung, they're celebrating the man who walks beside him, protects him, and reminds us all that even behind the biggest stars, there are angels. The outpouring of love toward Taehyung's so-called Guardian Angel hasn't slowed down. In fact, the emotional ripple from his protective gesture has only grown stronger. Armies from all corners of the world have taken to social media to express their heartfelt gratitude, not just in words, but through beautifully crafted fan art, video tributes, and even letters addressed to the man who protects Taehyung's light. What's even more moving is the realization among fans that this man has been there all along, faithfully walking behind the scenes, never asking for attention, but always ready to step in when needed. Through fan cams and behind-the-scenes footage, armies began uncovering moment after moment where this man stood firm like a wall of comfort behind Taehyung, be it during packed airports, red carpets, or emotionally intense fan meetings. Each clip added to the growing admiration. One of the most shared posts came from a longtime fan who posted a compilation video titled, "He's Always Been There, Taehyung's Silent Guardian." The video, set to a soft instrumental track, revealed dozens of quiet moments where the manager checked on Taehyung's well-being, from offering him warm drinks on cold nights to gently guiding him away from flashing cameras when he seemed tired or overwhelmed. The comments section exploded with emotion. One user wrote, "We always look at the stars, but now we see the sky that holds them." Another wrote, "This man is proof that angels don't always wear wings, they sometimes wear black jackets and walk a few steps behind." Even fan cafes and community blogs began referring to him by new nicknames, Tae's Silent Shield, the man behind the smile, and simply Hyungnim, a term that reflects both respect and affection in Korean culture. In recent interviews, when Taehyung was asked about people who make him feel safe, many fans noticed a spark in his eyes and a gentle smile that seemed to point to someone very specific. While he didn't mention names, armies knew he was likely thinking of the man who has protected his every step without fail. Speculation also began to spread about the personal bond between Taehyung and his manager. Some insiders claim the two share a bond that goes beyond the usual idol staff dynamic. A former staff member anonymously shared, "He doesn't see himself just as Taehyung's manager. He sees Tae as his own little brother. He'd do anything to keep him safe. That's why fans can sense the difference. It's real." There were even unconfirmed reports that during an emotional backstage moment a few years ago, when Taehyung was seen wiping away tears after a particularly overwhelming show, this very same man stayed by his side the entire time, saying nothing, just sitting beside him in silent support. That story, though never caught on camera, is part of ARMY folklore now, a reminder of the invisible pillars, holding up their beloved stars. And perhaps the most touching part of all this is that this guardian angel has never once stepped into the limelight to seek credit. No public statements, no social media bragging, just consistent, humble, selfless action. The kind of presence that doesn't shout but is felt deeply. Armies now hope that HYBE will officially recognize his loyalty and love. Some even began petitioning for a special mention or award during upcoming BTS anniversaries or behind-the-scenes specials. As one fan perfectly put it, "Awards are given to stars, but sometimes they should be given to the ones who protect the stars when no one's watching." More than ever, this moment has reminded the fandom of the humanity behind the fame, that even someone as radiant and confident as Kim Taehyung sometimes needs shelter. And that shelter, time and time again, has been found in one man's quiet protection. This isn't just a story of a manager doing his job. This is a story of loyalty, of love that doesn't demand a spotlight, and of a bond built on mutual respect and care. In an industry that often forgets the people who work in the shadows, this man has now stepped into the hearts of millions, not because he wanted to be seen, but because his goodness simply couldn't be hidden any longer. As the story of Taehyung's guardian angel continues to spread like wildfire, something extraordinary is happening across the fandom. It's no longer just about a protective gesture. It has become a movement. A wave of gratitude, reflection, and newfound awareness of how deeply idols rely on the quiet strength of those who stand just outside the frame. Armies have started trending another powerful phrase, "Protect the Protector." It's not just a slogan, it's a call to appreciate, respect, and safeguard those who dedicate themselves to shielding the stars, even when no one is clapping for them. Some fans have begun creating digital portraits of the manager, accompanied by quotes like, "He watches over Taehyung so we can love him safely, and not all heroes wear capes. Some wear headsets and walk behind our stars." Others have composed fan letters addressed directly to the man, full of tearful thank yous and emotional promises never to forget what he did. In fact, an entire thread titled, "If You See Him, Thank Him" was pinned on a major BTS fan forum.